Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main site here on Tuesday. Real quick, I do want to address a couple things here. One is my balance. So I decided after last night to withdraw basically my whole balance and kind of just reset my bankroll. The reason is, again, after that big win I had about a week ago, I've just had some tough luck, some injuries, just some late swaps I've done that have costed me. So again, I've been on a little losing spree, some bad luck, so I decided to withdraw basically all my balance and kind of just reset my bankroll and go from there. So I try to be as transparent with you guys as possible. I always go over my lineup each day to show you guys how I did. So again, you guys can see if I have a winning night, if I have a losing night. And I don't really think there's any other DFS content providers or YouTubers that do that. They hide their balance, or they just don't want to show you guys. I'm pretty open about it. I always go over my results. So yeah, that's the main reason. Again, I just had some bad luck here in the last few days, so I decided to just reset the bankroll and go from there. So let's see if we can get back on the winning track tonight. Real quick though, let's see what we did last night. As you guys can see again, it was a losing night. I had a few double ups, but overall, a losing night. And the frustrating main reason was my utility here was I had Monte Morris, and at like 3 minutes before the Pistons game started, I decided to insert in John Lure. And yeah, just really frustrating. He was pretty productive coming off the bench the last couple games, and he got inserted in the starting lineup, but no Blake Griffin. There were so many guys out in that Detroit offense that I figured Lure at minimum price would be pretty decent salary relief play, but just didn't do much. Did get in foul trouble. Daniel Tice was pretty surprising again. He was the ultimate chalk, but he did not do good. Same here really with Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, and a lot of these Boston guys did kind of let people down. I think I would, I think if I had to go back in time, I think I would honestly do the same thing again and play these cheap Boston guys, just because their rotation was so short, and these guys had to play big minutes. Tice, he just got in foul trouble. They kind of rode with Robert Williams, who I didn't expect to, get that many minutes. So yeah, the Boston guys, a little bit of a letdown, but again, I think the process was right, and I think if I had to go back in time, that I would play them again, just because again, the short rotation, the matchup, they had a lot of good things going for them. Then I went with Anthony Davis and Julius Randle, just because again that Boston was depleted. They no Al Horford, no Aaron Baines, so I wanted to attack that front court. Trey Lyles, that was another frustrating thing. So they announced that he was not going to start way after all these games locked, and he was small forward. I couldn't pivot to Mason Plumlee because I had Lyles as my small forward. So that was pretty frustrating. Mason Plumlee played a lot more minutes. So I tweeted out, if you guys could pivot from Trey Lyles to Mason Plumlee, definitely do it. But again, I was locked in because he was at my small forward. And then Rozier, he was okay. And then Westbrook, just frustrating. I should have went with LeBron, but Westbrook just had an off shooting night. What can you do? So another kind of frustrating night, to be honest, but hopefully we can get back to the winning track tonight. We only got 3 games, so again, I would kind of keep it light tonight. Don't go crazy. It is definitely a better 3-game slate tonight than it has been in the last few times we've had the short slates. I feel like they've been pretty crummy, but we got Portland, Houston, and then Toronto and the Clippers, so a couple of pretty good games. Okay, let's get into it. So Harden at 10-7. I think he's just too underpriced here for the matchup here against Portland. Lillard, McCollum, not the best defender, so James Harden on a 3-game slate, I don't think I can fade him. So I think definitely a star I want to pay up for today with James Harden. And then Lillard, I don't mind honestly running the James Harden and Damian Lillard stack here. So real quick, let's look at the over-unders. So nothing really pop out the page. You got 220, 216, 223. So all of them pretty close. So we know with Houston, the offense is basically going to run through Chris Paul and James Harden. And with Portland, it's basically going to be Lillard, McCollum, and Nurkic. So we know where the offense is coming from. Lillard, he seems to step up when he's playing a pretty difficult team. So I do like targeting Lillard. So I honestly don't mind running the James Harden and Damian Lillard stack. Devin Booker list is questionable, but I do not think he will play today. Chris Paul at 7.8. If you want to pivot off James Harden, I don't mind it. The price is pretty enticing here. Anytime you can get Chris Paul under 8K, it's pretty good. You could even run Chris Paul and James Harden together if you want. I think that is viable. Kyle Lowry, now is the time to buy low. 7.2 is the lowest I've seen in Lowry in a long time, but this guy is just, he cannot shoot right now. 1 for 7, 2 for 8, 1 for 8, 0 for 5. Even at this price, I don't think I can do it, but if you're a GPP guy and you want to buy low, now is definitely the time to buy low on Kyle Lowry. The matchup's decent against the Clippers. I personally don't think I can do it. He's just not looked good shooting the ball. McCollum, 6.8. I kind of have the same analysis every time with him. I think I would just prefer paying the extra, $2,000 or a little $3,000 or whatever it is for Damian Lillard than McCollum. McCollum can, he's decent at times, but he does also sometimes take a backseat to Lillard, and he's kind of scoring dependent. So I think McCollum's okay, and if you can't afford Damian Lillard, then I think McCollum a decent play here at 6.8. So we got Lou Williams is questionable. He got injured and did not return, so I don't expect him to play today. So that actually does open up a lot here for these Clippers guards. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as well as Pat Beverly. Both of them certainly in play now. SGA, he should be locked in. This is a pretty good minutes here. He saw 34 last night, so SGA I think is decent play, but I think I would rather take the discount here with Pat Beverly if Lou Williams is out, which I do expect him to be out. So 3,600 Pat Beverly. He did see 34 minutes last night. Going to be forced to play some pretty big minutes. So Pat Beverly, 3.6K, certainly in play today. And then Van Fleet here, 4.4. His minutes are starting to creep up there, 27 the last two. And Kyle Lowry's not been playing too well. So Van Fleet at 4.4K, certainly in play today. Now let's get to these Phoenix guards. So D'Anthony Melton and Elie Okobo, definitely in play here. Jamal Crawford did get ruled, or he did not play last game, and he's questionable today. So if he's out again, that's going to open up some decent minutes for Okobo and Melton. I think I would prefer Melton at 4.3. He's just looked, kind of better of the two guards, and he's a little more aggressive. Again, this guy looked pretty good in the Summer League, so I think Melton over Okobo for me today. And then the San Antonio point guard situation is a complete mess. And we got Dante Cunningham should be back today, so I don't think Derek White will start again. I mean, Patty Mills, Forbes, Derek White. I mean, probably one of them is going to have a pretty good game here, but it's kind of a coin flip, and they're all, I don't know. I don't think I want to mess with that situation. Last guy I will bring up is Brandon Knight actually here at minimum price. So we don't know if he's going to play yet today. He did log a full practice last week. He played in a G League game. So I think he's nearing a return here. And I don't go crazy here, but if Brandon Knight is available to play, I might take a shot at him at 3K. He was pretty productive, but he's been out now for 2 years with injuries. So if Brandon Knight's available to play, I might take a shot at a minimum salary, but that's just kind of like a really risky play for GPP. So if he's available and he's going to play some decent minutes, I think you could honestly take a shot at Brandon Knight at 3K. But you don't know. We're going to have to kind of wait for news there. Let's see. So the Spurs guys, I'm a little hesitant to target only because the potential blowout here. Let's see. It's a 12-point spread here. So, and Phoenix is playing the second night of a back-to-back, and it's at San Antonio. So, if you think the Suns can keep it close, which you never know, they could, then DeRozan, Aldridge again, I think, and even Rudy Gay, I think are pretty good targets here. But on a 3-game slate, you kind of have to take a stand, and I'm taking a stand that the Spurs are going to blow out Phoenix. So I'm kind of staying away, but if you think they can keep it close, then DeRozan, Aldridge, Rudy Gay, all certainly in play. Let's see. As far as these cheap, Mikal Bridges of 4K, it's just He's playing all the minutes he can handle right now, but he's just such a low usage guy. I think he's okay, but TJ Warren is back. He did only play 12 minutes last game, but they said they were going to limit him, so maybe TJ Warren's going to get some more minutes. That could limit Mikal Bridges a bit, so I think Bridges is okay at 4K. And then Avery Bradley. He's already been playing big minutes, but he's another guy, just such a low usage guy. If his shot's falling, he can get you to 25 to 30 fantasy points, but it's risky. I think I'd rather play Pat Beverly and SGA than Avery Bradley, but 3.7K, he's going to play a whole lot of minutes, so I think he's okay. Kawhi Leonard at 9.4. It's really stepped up here with Kyle Lowry kind of struggling on offense. So, this over/under is, I think it is the highest of the day, and I do really like Kawhi here. Price under 10K. Again, he's really stepping up with Kyle Lowry kind of struggling. So Kawhi Leonard, definitely a star I'm considering paying up for. Tobias Gallinari. Both these salaries are pretty enticing, to be honest. Tobias 7.4. I think he's pretty fair. And then Gallinari 6.5. So Doc Rivers came out with a quote that he's liked what he's seen with Gallinari playing the 5. So that I do like hearing that for Gallinari. So if Gallinari's going to play more 5 here at 6.5K, I think he's certainly in play. But the sad thing is, with Gallinari playing the 5, that's going to kind of limit my boy Montrezl Harrell. So I don't know if Montrezl Harrell will be playable right now. So Gallinari, Tobias Harris, both of them, their salaries are pretty good. I think they'll be somewhat low owned too. So I think both of them are decent plays today. Rudy Gay, again, my analysis is I'm taking a stand that the Spurs are going to blow them out. If you think they can keep it close, then Rudy Gay, Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, certainly in play. TJ Warren, again, he only saw 12 minutes with him being limited, but maybe they lift the minutes restriction today, so we're going to kind of have to wait and see. If he's limited again, then you could go right back to Josh Jackson again. He came off the bench. I did play 31 minutes, was pretty productive here, so I think if TJ Warren's limited, you could definitely give a look to Josh Jackson. Ariza, he's another guy that is kind of low usage, staying in the corner. I think he's okay at 5K, but I think there's better plays. Aminu at 4.7, a guy that can be pretty productive, but also can just stand in the corner as well. The salary of 4.7 is a pretty decent salary, and I think he has upside. So Aminu, I think it's a pretty decent play here at 4.7. Let's see. As far as these cheap guys, not a whole lot to like here. I mean, Evan Turner, but kind of Mo Harkless is back in the rotation. He's limiting Evan Turner. So not a whole lot to like on the cheap side here. Move on to power forward. Again, Aldridge. If you think they can keep it close, then 8K I think is pretty decent play. So Montrezl Harrell, I've loved playing him early in the season, but they're just kind of limiting him. And again, Doc Rivers said he did like what he saw with Gallinari playing the 5, so he does like playing kind of small ball. So Montrezl Harrell, I think he has upside at 6.6, but it's just he's kind of being limited right now. So I don't know if I can go there today. So Siakam, Ibaka, both of them I think are decent plays, and the Clippers, they kind of want to run small ball, so that favors Ibaka and Siakam. So of the two, I think Ibaka has a little more upside, but Siakam, it should play a few more minutes. Both of them I think are decent plays today. So Rashawn Holmes, a guy I've been on a lot this season, and he put up a huge night last night, 37 fantasy points. So you definitely can't expect him to do that again, but this guy is just a high usage guy off the bench, and I love playing guys like that. So Rashawn Holmes, 4.1K. I don't want to chase that huge game. I think he'll be a little more popular today, but I think he's still a decent play here at 4.1K. So definitely considering Rashawn Holmes. Okay, let's move on to the center position. So Capella at 7.7. I think he's okay. It's just he's not seeing the 40 minutes he was a couple weeks ago. Nene is healthy and he's back, so limiting Capella just a little bit on the minutes department. So I think he's okay at 7.7. I think I would rather just play Nurkic here at 7.5. He just has more of an offensive game, and Capella not the best defender. So Nurkic, when he gets the minutes, is very productive. So I do like that play at 7.5. Ayton at 6.7. He had another pretty big night here against the Clippers. And the price is a little cheap. There are games where he kind of doesn't look the best, and then there's games where he kind of takes over. So Ayton, I think he's okay at 6.7. Valanciunas, again, the Clippers kind of like running small ball, so I think that's going to limit Valanciunas a bit. But this guy he can get you there in like 15 minutes. This guy he's a very high usage guy. So in GPPs, I definitely can consider Jonas Valanciunas at 4.8. I'm just a little worried that the Clippers run small ball and kind of phase out Valanciunas out of the offense. So Jakob Poeltl here, 4.1. Again, I'm taking the stand that the Suns are going to kind of get blown out. So I do really like Jakob Poeltl today at 4.1. He's getting minutes no matter what. And again, I think San Antonio kind of runs the floor with the Suns. So Poeltl, in my opinion, I think will get a few more minutes here. And he'll be going against Rashawn Holmes defense. Holmes, great great on the offensive end, high usage, but not the best defender. So Jakob Poeltl, 4.1K. I do really like that play. I don't mind honestly targeting both these backup bigs here with Holmes and Poeltl, because I'm kind of again leaning towards the blowout there. And then Boban at 3.8. If he picks up the start again, I do really like this play. Again, his minutes are kind of being limited, but 15 minutes of Boban's pretty good. He can get you 20 fantasy points easily in 15 minutes. So Boban, if he picks up the start again, I do really like that play at 3.8. So yeah, these cheap bigs, Holmes, Poeltl, Boban, I do kind of like today. I do think they're pretty good value, as well as the cheap Clippers guards of Pat Beverly, SGA, and I kind of leaning towards spending up for James Harden, Lillard, possibly Nurkic. So I think that's kind of my feeling for the slate for today. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. If you have, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts as more news comes out. And yeah, I think we got a pretty decent slate on Wednesday, so I will be back then. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.